there is a fear of losing, fear of having lesser, fear of having to do with lesser than what you are used to until now. So this struggle could also be about having to deal with this very internal fear. So there could be external struggle with people around you. That external struggle could either be related to work, action, or else it could be something else, like there could be bickering. Aum Friends, I welcome you to our channel Zazen Tarot Space. Before we begin today's lecture, friends, in case you want to be a professional tarot card reader, or else even if you want to just be reading for yourself or your friends, we keep uploading courses and detailed materials, short courses. We have different kinds of materials being uploaded, so you can subscribe to our channel. You can also hit the notification bell so that you can receive the regular updates as and when the lessons are being uploaded on the channel. Our Fool, the very first card of our tarot deck, had started a new journey. He had started his new life's journey and had come across the magician who gave him the tools that he required to create anything out of nothing, and he received new opportunities in life in the aces. Then the high priestess taught him how to take decisions. Assisted with that guidance, he learned how to take decisions in the twos and in the threes with the help of the lessons taught by the Empress on as to how to grow, how to nurture something. He learned how to grow whatever he had created in the various areas of his life, signified by the four suits of our tarot card deck. Now then he moved on to the fours, where with the help of the Emperor, he brought about stability in each area of his life. After having brought stability, my friends, he now comes to the fives. The Hierophant of the Major Arcana, who's a wise man, who's there to solve our problems, and who also holds the number 5. Our Fool comes across the Hierophant, who's a wise man, who guides the Fool. The Hierophant of the Major Arcana, friends, connects to the 5s of the Minor Arcana. On our video on the significance of number 5s, in our Significance of Numbers playlist, we have already seen, my dear friends, that 5s, the keyword for 5s is problems, also losses. On the other hand, we have also seen, when we have studied the significance of each of our 4 suits, that the wands signify action. They signify our workplace. The wands are the fire element. They talk about passion. They signify our passion. What are we passionate about in life? So friends, when we talk about our 5 of wands, this card brings together these two things. The number 5 and wands. When these come together, the problems and the losses of the number 5s are combining with the work, the action and the passion of the wands. So what do we get here? We get problems at work. That's just the root. Let us look at the card and then we will understand the card in detail. We see 5 youth here, 5 young men holding 5 wands, or what some people and some decks call as staves. Now these wands are nice and strong. They seem to have a lot of strength. Now what is happening when all this work, all this strength and all this passion of 5 young, passionate, energetic men is up against each other. All these 5 men are as though striking each other, striking blows at each other. So what is happening? It is very evident that there's some kind of dispute happening here. There's a discord. 5 of Wands very clearly talks about discord and disputes. What kind of discords and disputes? Let us elaborate further on this, friends. So we were talking about work. Wands is about work, action, passion. So there is some kind of a discord or dispute at work. What happens then? Maybe some kind of competition. Why competition? Because from the Ace of Wands through the 4 of Wands, in fact from the Aces to the 4s, we are building the new essence of each suit. When we are building the new essence, in the beginning things grow very fast. But there comes a time when there is a time of stagnation. Whenever we start a new thing, without having to put too much effort, we are able to see things grow very fast. But the moment we reach a certain stage in the development of whatever it is that we were developing, suddenly we realize that now to grow even a little bit, we need to put in a lot of effort. 5s is that stage, my dear friends, when you need to put in a lot of effort. It is like a student sitting in class who has until now been scoring 2 or 3 out of 100, and now he needs to score better and pass his papers. All he needs is some amount of work, and he will be able to pass his papers, easily reach at least a 50 on 100. But then to progress from a 50 on 100 to a 70 on 100, he needs more effort. And then to progress from 70 on 100 to 80 or 90 on 100, he needs a lot more effort. So as you grow better, you need more and more work, more and more effort. You need to put in more and more of hard work to be able to achieve lesser and lesser gains, lesser and lesser improvement. The 5 of Wands definitely signifies that, because it talks about competition. There is a competitive spirit at work. It is until now you were just competing against yourself in order to grow and develop your work, but now there is competition. Now there are others out there whom you need to outperform. So there is a conflict, there could be a struggle. This struggle, dear friends, could be external or internal. If we remember, 5s are also about losses. 5s are about fears. Why fears? Because 5s until now, whatever we had built, we had achieved stability until the 4s. But now in the 5s, we are experiencing loss in that dimension. When we experience loss, there is a fear of losing, fear of having lesser, fear of having to do with lesser than what you are used to until now. So this struggle could also be about having to deal with this very internal fear. So there could be external struggle with people around you. That external struggle could either be related to work, action, or else it could be something else, like there could be bickering, there could be an argument, there could be a debate. You may be embroiled in kind of a verbal or physical or any other kind of challenging situation between a lot of people. This could be about a physical fight, possible, but then at the same time it may not be about a physical fight. It could be a verbal fight, or it could be an intellectual fight. For example, it could be a contest. There could be competition. There could be quarreling, arguing, bickering. When we talk about an internal struggle, this could also signify being torn by a kind of an internal struggle, internal decision making, or an internal fear. Bracing yourself up to deal with your internal fears. This card is also about dealing against opposition, standing against your opponents. When we look at this card, friends, this card could actually even be a sport. These people could just be using the wands the way we use hockeys. So this is also a card which shows you are involved in a game or a sport. So the competition could be more physical. And hence this card is also about having rivals and competing against rivals. Another important thing that we had seen in the fives, friends, was that fives is also about questions. Fives is that stage of life when questions outnumber answers. You are looking for answers. That is why the Hierophant is the card that connects to the fives. The major minor arcana connect is between the Hierophant and the fives. The Hierophant is the wise man who can provide with answers. The Hierophant is also the wise man who says that there is no harm in going and taking advice when you are faced with far too many questions. Maybe inner doubts, inner questions, or maybe questions regarding how to grow your work, how to deal with this competition. So you need help, you need guidance, just seek, ask, you will get it. So friends, Five of Wands can be anything, right from being competitive, facing competition, physical, verbal, intellectual, or at work. It could be an external struggle or an internal struggle. It also represents fear and dealing with that internal fear. And then it represents questions at work, how to grow my work further, and then seeking those answers, seeking counsel on as to how to grow your work further. Since fives is about losses, this card could also show some kind of loss. Not a major loss, not everything is lost. Whatever was built in the fours, it is there. Some amount may be lost in terms of work, in terms of action. However, all of this, friends, is about the upright Five of Wands. What happens when the Five of Wands, instead of being either positive or upright, is now negative or upside down, reversed? Depends on you how you're doing the reading. Either way, there is a negative meaning to the Five of Wands too. So when your Five of Wands becomes negative, everything remains the same. There is still competition, there is still struggle. But what is lost is the will and the strength and the belief to fight, and that you will be able to overcome this situation. That will, that confidence is gone. So now what happens is that the situation seems unsurmountable. The competition seems greater than on ourselves, which is why we walk out of the fight. Just as when you arrive at a job interview, you see that there are 5 vacancies, and for those 5 vacancies you may be seeing about 100 people there, and you're like, oh my god, 100 people and 5 vacancies? What chance do I stand? The other situation could actually be that you walk in for the interview, there are not even 15 people there, maybe just 10 people sitting, but when you talk to them, you find them to be really qualified, really experienced, really well versed with whatever they are here to be interviewed for. And you feel that I don't stand a chance because there are 5 vacancies. I see 10 people, and all the 10 people that I speak to know far more than I do. Why should I waste my time here? Let's go back home and go for another interview. Friends, opposing cards with opposite meanings. When we talk about Five of Wands, which are the opposing cards here? Temperance. Here we are balancing things. Things are in agreement. Things are working together. Whereas in the Five of Wands, things are in disagreement. World card is about integration and again working together. Unlike the Five of Wands where we are bickering and fighting and going in opposite directions. Similarly, Two of Cups is about truce, agreement, coming together, loving, merging. Two of Pentacles also, where we may not be merging, but it is about working smoothly and getting people together. Ideas, things, people are working together. Three of Pentacles also is about teamwork and cooperation. All of these cards are opposite cards, opposite in meaning and hence opposing cards to the Five of Wands. Reinforcing cards, cards which have similar meanings, which reinforce the meaning of each other. When we talk of Seven of Wands, we again see opposition, we see fighting. In the Ten of Wands also we see struggle. There is so much struggle. We are so overloaded with work, or probably meeting so much resistance, so many hassles, that we are really loaded, overloaded. We are kind of burdened by it. Similarly, in the Five of Swords, we see discord. People are up against each other. All these cards, my dear friends, at some level or the other, reinforce the meaning of the Five of Wands. I hope the Five of Wands is clear to you. And now we move on to our next five, which is the Five of Cups. Here we are combining the emotions of cups with the problems of fives. So what do we get? Let us see the meaning of our Five of Cups, friends. If you have any questions regarding Five of Wands, you may post them in the comments section below. Aum Friends.